Hello, welcome back to AG Engineering. Been a while. Let's see if I can remember how to do a video. As you can see, the Honda in the background there is finished. So completed that a couple of weeks ago. So back on to some of the A10 jobs, I think. I'll pick up with the crankshaft that I was doing. We got this crankshaft from an A10 that I'm going to modify for the oil feed conversion, and I had the journals ground. I've got them taped up at the moment, and I've got anything I don't want weld onto taped up as well. We've got badly worn splines there all the way round, and we've also got a worn thread here. So that's got to be built up with some metal and then recut. I've looked at different ways of doing this. I thought about stick welding, but it's probably a bit vicious. TIG is probably a little bit too slow. I want to put the minimum amount of heat into here I can and try and do it in an even manner. So I want to sort of do that side and then 180 to it, and that one and then 180 to that, and build it up slowly so I minimise any distortion. So I decided the best way to do this was MIG. I haven't got a gas MIG. I have got a little gasless MIG. So I had a little plate. Gas MIG isn't the great. Gasless MIG, sorry, isn't the greatest, but it is building up the area sufficiently. So I've done two little test areas to see if it's viable, and it seems to be okay. So I'm going to carry on with that. I'm spraying it down well with some very old tin of spatter release, which gives a better finish and stop me getting bits of spatter all over here. So I'll carry on and get a bit more weld on this. I'll do sort of a couple of them, then I'll leave it for an hour or so to cool, then I'll come back and do a couple more and just do it very slowly in that way, and then we'll get it on some into a spinny thing and try and build up that bit as well. What I'm using for the filler is that E71 TGS, just standard flux core stuff. That's our weld brand, nothing special. Light coat of that. That's like the oily type stuff. I know there's like a water-based version, but that's quite old. Seems to work quite well. Watch your eyes. And just keep building it up slowly like that. Clean off in between each weld. And keep going like that, then I'll build this area up as well. Well, that's it welded up. It'll either make it considerably worse or we'll manage to sort it out. We shall see. Fingers crossed. Cranks wire brushed and set up, or first stage of setup in the lathe. We've got a dial gauge indicator here. I'll show you where we are with that. So we're within, well within half a thou on there as we're turning the crankshaft. I'll set up the travelling steady now at the, or rather the fixed steady at the other side of here. Set up in the fixed steady as best I can. You can only just get onto a reasonable bit of material to support it. So I'll try and turn this down and see where we are, just a guide cut if you like, if I need to put any metal on anywhere else yet. I can't go massively fast because of the unbalance of the crank, so I've just got to carefully skim off some of this material. I tried not to put too much on, and I don't like doing carbide this slow because obviously it normally breaks off. So we'll just skim this down until we're somewhere near. I may have to put a little bit more material on yet still, in which case I'll probably do it in the lathe, just cover everything over with a fire blanket, the welding blanket, and carefully weld on here, which is what you'd normally do if you were metal spraying anyway. We'll come back when I'm closer. Skip forward a couple of days, we're a bit further on. That's where I'm up to at the moment. I took a light skim, I had to put a little bit more weld on. I did that in the lathe with the TIG, rather than upset the setup again. And I'm just skimming down now to get the big lumps off it. That's about to size there, ready for threading, just slightly under 750. These bits, they'll be alright once I put a chamfer on. I'm just getting down on the splines now, so I'll take another pass very steadily because it's a lot of intermittent cutting. It is a little bit awkward to get in around the tripod, and a little bit awkward to get in with the cutting tool. And all I'm doing at the moment is lightly tapping it down to close to its finished diameter. Can't go very fast because of the imbalance of the crankshaft. I'll keep nibbling away at it until we've got a surface we can work with. I'll bring you back in a few minutes. I've changed tool into WNMG so we'll get a bit better finish. That was getting that diamond one. It's just a couple of thou skim off, we're at 758. Not that it's critical because it's kind of a thread cut on it anyway, but we'll get as close as we can. It's already looking better. We're down to 747, I think it was on there now, where the thread's going just below the 750 mark, ready for re-threading. I'm just doing on the splines now. That's got to be 1 inch, and we're at 1 inch and about 50 thou, so just taking a 5 thou cut off at a time. It's a very intermittent cut over weld, so again I'll bring you back when we're somewhere near. We've moved on a little bit from where we were. This is turned down now to 1 inch diameter, and this is at just slightly under 3/4. You'll see when I zoom in I've put a bit of a scratch pass on for doing the threads, and that's 3/4 20 TPI. Now I'm not sure whether it's Whitworth or unified. I've got a unified die, UNEF 3/4 20, and a tap to suit, and the tap fits the castellated nut that goes on the end of the crank beautifully. So we'll do it at the 60-degree angle. We'll do it unified as long as everything matches up. It's close enough. So I'm just about to do another pass on there. I'll start that off now. I'm just watching my thread dial down here, and when I come round I'll engage the lead screw and cut the threads in the normal way. And away we go, doing another pass. And because I can't work around the camera very easy, I'll cut this thread sort of off camera. You can't see much past that bolt head anyway there. I'll cut this thread off camera, and then I'll get a rough thread on it, and then I'll clean it up with the die at the end, just easier. There we go, thread back on, close enough for what we need. I'm happy at that. So now we've got that stage, we can take this out of the lathe and get it set up in the milling machine for recutting these grooves on the splines. After some careful turning there very steadily, I'm now down to a sliding fit for, that's a 1 inch bearing, 1 inch bore there. So that just goes on there, and we just it's a bit tight that end. I'll probably have to just dress that up once the steady's off. So yeah, we're at 1 inch there for our OD on the splines. I think the next stage will be get this out and set up in the milling machine for recutting those splines. Well, I hope you enjoyed that video. That's the first one I've done in quite a while, as you are no doubt aware. I'm approaching 4,000 subscribers, which is absolutely amazing for a little channel, and considering that I haven't been doing anything for quite a time. Shout out to Dean at Retro Mechanica, his brother at Wilson Engineering Workshop, great shirt, for sort of giving me the encouragement to try and get back into doing a few videos. I've got some more on the cutting room floor to edit, stuff I did last year, and hopefully I'll try and put a few more out there. There's plenty going on, you just don't see it, unfortunately. I don't make the time. I won't say get the time, it's making the time and getting the encouragement. So thanks to everybody watching. Hope you made it to the end here, and this is just a little add-on bit from that video you've just seen that I recorded most of towards the back end of last year. So hopefully more to come. No promises, because I don't like breaking them, but I'll see you again soon. Bye for now.